Hello everyone. This is the Vendome Square in Paris. Initially, this was the square of King Louis XIV. He was the greatest king of France, and he called himself the Sun King. On the first floor balcony of this building, you can see a gilded round shape. It signifies that this is the square of King Louis XIV. He built a statue of himself in the center of the square. The equestrian statue of King Louis XIV was later destroyed during the French Revolution. Later, the Vendome column was built, and a statue of Napoleon Bonaparte, dressed as a Roman emperor, was positioned on top. Vendome Square is a popular luxury shopping destination. Here you also have the luxurious RITZ Hotel. Gabrielle Chanel was a French fashion designer and businesswoman, the founder of the Chanel brand. She was brought up in an orphanage, but her business did so well that she took a suite at the Ritz in 1937 and lived there for 34 years. The white canopy in the background is the Ritz Hotel. Lady Diana got into her car from the other side of this building. Her car crashed into the 13th pillar of the Pont de l'Alma tunnel. This is the Paris Opera, formerly known as the National Academy of Music. For more than 2 centuries, it was the chief performer of serious operas and musical dramas in the French language. On top of the Paris Opera is Apollo, the god of music, holding a lyre, and 2 gilded statues representing dance and music. Also busts of musicians like Mozart, Beethoven, etc. When the Romans had conquered Paris, they renamed it Lutetia, and later in the 5th century, with the fall of the Romans, Paris got its name back. The Madeleine Church was originally designed by Napoleon, intending the building to be a temple of glory. The 2 middle pillars are parallel, but note that the outer pillars look like they're leaning outward, but from a distance they look straight. This is due to optic illusion. The Madeleine Church is between the Place de la Concorde and the Palais Garnier Opera House in Haussmannian Paris. Straight ahead, you can see an obelisk. Behind it, you can see the National Assembly, which is similar to the Faith Temple. Both have Greek architecture. Napoleon Bonaparte called this the Temple of Law. The first fashion designer, Rose Burton, was born here. Rose lived on this street. The square ahead is the largest in Paris. It is the Concord Square. Maxim's is a restaurant cum museum. At the Concord Square, you will see the Fountain of Rivers in the north and Fountain of Seas in the south. Originally, there was only an equestrian statue of King Louis XV in the center. During the French Revolution, this was removed. Now there's an Egyptian obelisk at the center with inscriptions called hieroglyphics. Here you can see the Champs-Élysées. Concord Square. Later on, it was here that Louis XVI and his wife Maria Antoinette were guillotined. This place was renamed Concord Square, meaning harmony. It is situated on the right bank of the River Seine and between the Tuileries Garden and the western terminus of the Champs-Élysées. The obelisk at the center of Concord Square was given as a gift from Egypt to France in 1829. The granite monument is over 3,000 years old and stands 23 meters high. We are leaving the Concord Square and driving towards the Arc de Triomphe. Champs-Élysées is famous for its theaters, cafes, and luxury shops. This is the Champs-Élysées, 1.9 kilometers long and 70 meters wide, running between the Concord Place and the Arc de Triomphe, located at Charles de Gaulle Place. Here you can see the Grand Palais or Great Palace, which is an exhibition hall and museum complex built between the Champs-Élysées and the Seine River in Paris. At the vanishing point, you'll see Les Invalides with a gilded dome. It is the final resting place of many French war heroes, including Napoleon Bonaparte. Initially, it was built to take care of the wounded, helpless soldiers. That's the Louis Vuitton showroom. Louis Vuitton established his brand in Paris in 1854. We have now reached the Arc de Triomphe. It is an iconic symbol of French national identity and took 30 years to build. It was built in honor of those who fought and died for France during the French Revolution and the Napoleonic Wars. Names of the battles are inscribed on the arch. The inner facades are inscribed with the names of military leaders. The underlined names denote those who died in combat. An unknown soldier buried under the arch and an eternal flame of remembrance, lit since 1920, commemorate victims of the world wars. We are now going to take a boat ride on the River Seine. Stay tuned for my next video. Thank you for watching.